Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. At that intersection of the 817 caves, there would occasionally be an aboriginal coming from one of the caves before entering yet another. Half an hour later, the black-horned skinny man walked out of a certain cave, looking at the other 816, frowning, so many. His gaze landed on the same octagon-shaped cave. This one feels different, I'll go take a look. With just one step, he had stepped deep into that cave. The deep cave was 12 kilometers wide, with varying heights throughout. The ice that covered the walls formed stalactites from above, or even weird and peculiar ice statues throughout. The black-horned skinny man walked, while expanding his world energy up to 1,000 kilometers around. Domain level 8. He frowned, his body became a blur and simultaneously chased over 1,000 kilometers. Looking at the distant silhouette rushing over, the large bearded white-horned middle-aged man's expression changed as he swiftly fled. He shouted, "Flame Sector Lord, I am from the Mass Star Sect." Rumble. The flames burst forth and instantly the surrounding area became a sea of fire. That domain level 8 middle-aged man was instantly burnt to death. The fact that you know I am Wu Chi means you really cannot live. The skinny man snorted coldly. Whether or not I kill my target this time, even if I acquire enough black tags, I still won't hand them over. I'll pretend I failed and return. I am after all a sector lord. I don't want to be bossed about within the virtual universe company. There were two perspectives of the 9-star ocean warriors. One of them was to become a strong warrior, joining the virtual universe company and exploring the universe. Many didn't want to simply remain in 9-star ocean. The second one were the powerful people in 9-star ocean. They didn't wish to join the virtual universe company's lower levels, only to be ordered about by others. And the Flame Sector Lord Wu Chi was the latter. He has quite a lot of black tags. A total of 726. The skinny man shook his head. I didn't wish to collect them at all and now I've already got over 2,000. He continued forward. He casually progressed, however he was still cautious. To him, the most dangerous thing in Demon Mountain was the demon notes, the legendary terrifying demon notes that even the Sector Lord Pinnacles couldn't withstand, losing their consciousness in an instant and becoming zombies. Half an hour later. Universe level. The skinny man's eyes gleamed. He immediately used his world energy to scan this new enemy. Let's hope it's the target. The Sector Lord Wu Chi thought, having already failed 100 times. He instantly shot towards his target. About 1,000 kilometers away from the black-horned skinny man, in the same vast pathway, Luo Feng continued forwards. Hua. The world energy brushed past him. Luo Feng didn't even seem to realize, pressing forward. Luo Feng. World energy just past you. Barbata, who had maintained his scanning mode all this while fiercely shouted within Luo Feng's consciousness. What? Luo Feng jumped with shock. Hurry and go. Luo Feng unleashed his movement and instantly fled into the distance, flying swiftly. Even though he was fleeing, he wasn't too nervous, because he had encountered a few sector lords these past few days in Demon Mountain, and he had left them in his dust. And sector lords normally didn't care too much about chasing down a universe-level punk, hence he wasn't really in danger. It should be like before, as long as the distance gets far enough, I should be fine. Luo Feng thought. Luo Feng, he's less than 20 kilometers away from you. Barbata shouted, he's here, he's caught up. Luo Feng turned around fiercely to look. Rumble. The black-horned man, that had turned into a red flame was visible now. He was staring at Luo Feng, his killing intent obvious. Damn, is there a need for a sector lord to chase down a universe level? Luo Feng gritted his teeth. He swapped with the Mosha clan in his internal world. Luo Feng had long prepared for such situations, hence when he entered Demon Mountain earlier, the Mosha clan had already taken the shape of his human body, the same black horns, the same silver armor. And it even matched the life energy of his human energy, as its natural talent was cloning. Even though they shared the same soul, their life forms were ultimately still different. Hence, the energy they gave off would still be slightly different, hence it had to rely on its cloning technique. The Mosha clansman immediately unleashed the illusionary techniques, and its speed exploded. At the moment of life and death, he couldn't care about anything else. The black-horned skinny man Wu Qi, who had been casually chasing after the universe level 9, that he discovered had one thought in mind: he'd rather kill the wrong target than let him off. He actually discovered me and fled. What a pity, his speed is too slow. The Sector Lord Wu Qi happily chased. His casual speed alone was much faster than Luo Feng's human max speed. Very quickly the distance between the both of them reached below 20 kilometers. The two of them could see each other. At that time, Luo Feng instantly changed his bodies. He seems to have undergone some change, Wu Qi thought. As Luo Feng swapped his bodies with almost zero time lapse, plus the exact similar appearance, dressing, life energy etc. The Sector Lord had indeed detected a slight change, but he never would have expected that Luo Feng had already swapped his bodies. The Mosha clansman. Instantaneous speed explosion. In terms of maximum speed, the Mosha clansman couldn't compare to the Sector Lord level 6. However, in terms of instantaneous speed, it still far exceeded that of Wu Qi. In an instant, Mosha Luo Feng had already passed 1,000 kilometers, disappearing from Wu Qi's world energy scanning area. What? So fast? Wu Qi changed his expression. How can a universe level 9 be that fast? At least within 9-star ocean, there's no such absolute being. To reach such shocking speed, he definitely has some special methods. I believe that he is the target the god wants. Wu Qi had already killed many universe level 9s, yet he had never met one so peculiar. Firstly, he detected him early, and secondly was his speed in fleeing. This made Wu Qi realize he could very likely have met the target. Chase. Rumble. He became a beam of light and followed the stone pathways swiftly. He madly expanded his world energy to 10,000 kilometers in area, immediately feeling the distant fleeing silhouette. However, as the pathways in this cave weren't straight, but curved, he couldn't keep accelerating. Just like a 100-mile race, before the great nirvana on Earth, if one ran in a straight line, he could maybe complete it in 10 seconds. However, if it were a S-shaped route, with 10 over curves in the 100-mile race, one definitely couldn't run at his max speed. This was just a theory. Sector Lord Wu Qi and Mosha Luo Feng both could instantly accelerate and decrease in speed. To make turns under such circumstances, the space genius with extremely high comprehension of the space laws, the Mosha clansman, could unleash its greatest strength, instantaneous acceleration. With 3 flashes, he vanished from Sector Lord Wu Qi's over 10,000 kilometers in area world energy scanning. Luckily the pathways were curved. Otherwise, I would have to rely on the golden horned beast. Mosha Luo Feng thought as he fled. Through Barbata's scanning, he realized the enemy should be Sector Lord level 6. Back in Blood River World, the Mosha clansman had used the Domain Lord level 9 strength to kill Sai Yong. Sai Yong was a Sector Lord level 5. However, the battle techniques of Blood River World were average, their spirit weapons were very normal too. Because Blood River World and the Virtual Universe Company were after all enemies. 9-Star Ocean however was different. 9-Star Ocean was governed properly. Amongst the 9 ancient planets were many sects with undyings with universe ships. Hence in terms of weapons etc., 9-Star Ocean far exceeded Blood River World. For the Mosha clansman killing Sai Yong was already extremely hard. And this punk, Sector Lord level 6, he probably had undyings teaching him. In terms of technique and law comprehension etc., he should be stronger than Sai Yong. No only that, he is also 1 level stronger than Sai Yong. Unless I use the golden horned beast, I would probably have no hope of winning. Mosha Luo Feng flashed time and again, fleeing further and further. At his max speed, within a minute, he had already rushed out of the vast pathway. Rumble. Fleeing at his max speed, Luo Feng fiercely slowed down, he stared hard ahead. There stood an incredibly vast ice forest, with wild beasts 10 meter, 100 meter, and even 1,000 meter tall. The smaller ones were at half a meter long, and they could be seen everywhere. With just a glance, there were at least 1,000 of them, of which some had extremely high energies, and even more terrifying than the sector lord behind. 1,000 beasts all seemed to turn simultaneously. Howl! Howl! Luo Feng stared wide-eyed. He didn't dare proceed or retreat and cursed within. I'm really unlucky. I felt that this octagon cave was different from the rest. And it really is, by giving me 1,000 beasts at one go. In the vast ice forest, the scenery was beautiful. Different black stone ice formed all sorts of scenery, and within it lived a group of extremely stupid, but very terrifying beasts. Some were big and some were small, and according to their size, they had formed their own territory. This was completely subconscious. The 1,000 beasts weakest was at a universe level, and the strongest was at sector lord pinnacle. Of which those that had reached that level, from Luo Feng's glance, there were 12 of them. And among the sector lord level 9 beasts, 3 of them were extremely majestic, one of which was 2 kilometers long, like a giant lizard. The scales formed by the ice were clearly visible. There was another that was humanoid form, and was 800 meter tall, like a giant automaton puppet beast. The last one was a bird-type beast with 6 ice wings. These 3 sector lord pinnacle beasts each took up 3 regions of the forest, and around them were large groups of other beasts. I'm trapped from both ends, what should I do? Luo Feng fiercely slowed down, shocked. Howl, howl. With a glance, within the 1,000 kilometers area, the 1,000 beasts all slowly and stupidly turned to look at Luo Feng. The closest 100 to the cave entrance didn't hesitate as they roared, simultaneously flying or running, some flashing, like 10,000 horses' energy rushing towards him. Kill. Killing all beings that weren't beasts. These beasts' consciousness and intellect were extremely simple. However, it had given countless warriors a tempting demon mountain headache. There was no way to not be enemies of them. Also, they were a special life form, as they had no soul. Even if they were sliced into thousands or hundreds or pieces, they were still simply ice chunks. However, these special ice chunks were infused with their soul consciousness. Who knows where they were actually stored in? Also, soul attacks were completely useless against them. Rumble. 1,000 beasts all rushed at the same time. The ice forest rumbled, and a layer of ice immediately broke apart. Damn. Luo Feng stared and gritted. I just have to risk it. He became a beam of light and clashed straight at the oncoming beasts. Since Luo Feng's energy aura wasn't very strong, hence the 100 beasts that were attracted to him, and the strongest among them was only a sector lord level 1 or 2. The rest were either domain lord or universe level. And Luo Feng that became a beam of light. The Moshe clansman's strongest point was instantaneous acceleration. Rumble. Luo Feng clashed with the claw of a universe level 8 or 9 beast. Sorry. He wielded the blood shadow blade and immediately pierced angrily at this 4-clawed armored beast, which was running towards him. The domain level 9 compared to a universe level 8 or 9, the huge difference in power allowed Luo Feng to instantly pierce through this beast. Rumble. Countless ice chunks broke apart, and Luo Feng pierced straight into its body. At the instant he entered its body. Change. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Black energy engulfed his body instantly, and it swiftly gathered and formed a simple and cute ice-formed bear. Its look was completely similar to the first beast Luo Feng had killed, only its height was much lower, forming only a 8 tall beast. Clone. Natural ability, cloning. Its energy completely matched the bear beast he had killed before. Actually, most of the beasts had almost identical energies. The only difference was the strength level. Of course, the energy of humans and the beasts were completely different. It may seem slow, in truth from the time Luo Feng reached the ice forest, and met the beasts, and rushed towards them. It was like Mars hitting Earth. There was a huge explosion. Countless ice chunks shot in all directions, the ground was littered with all types of ice. Howl. A 8-meter tall, completely formed ice bear beast with an energy of universe level 3 walked out from the explosion, letting out a low roar. The 100 other beasts immediately slowed down and swiftly looked for its target, that human. However, they couldn't see it. With intellects even simpler than a cat or dog, they wouldn't even think about why the human had vanished. The beasts only knew one thing. Since they couldn't find the human, they turned and returned to their old way of life. Sector Lord Wu Qi had become a complete fireball, chasing his target with shocking speed. It must be him. Universe level 9, and he was able to detect me early. And as he fled, his speed reached such unbelievable levels. He definitely has some special technique, or special treasures. And these are definitely not something the warriors of the 9-star ocean have. Sector Lord Wu Qi's eyes burned with flames. It definitely must be the target the god is aiming, only a target that the god wants to kill, but cannot kill personally would have such methods. Wu Qi naturally understood. A being that their 1000-star sect leader had to kneel before and call master, what level of being was that? And that being herself didn't dare personally kill this universe level 9 youth. Instead, using the virtual universe company allowed rules, she commanded others to do her bidding to kill him in Demon Mountain. Obviously, that youth's position must be very high, his background must be special too. At least terrifying enough for that great being to not mess with. Understanding was one thing. But he had no choice. If he didn't fulfill the task, they would die immediately. Hence he could only do his best to search, and killing within Demon Mountain was allowed by the virtual universe company. He had never heard of having to pay for killing someone in Demon Mountain. Rumble. Sector Lord Wu Qi instantly rushed out of the cave entrance and into the ice forest. My God! He stared. Within the ice forest, 100 beasts were slowing down. That explosion from the clash before, the ice chunks were still landing on the ground, the 8 m tall ice bear was still roaring. The 100 beasts along with the other silent beasts in the forest all seemed to feel the Sector Lord's huge energy, turning simultaneously. 1,000 beasts, almost 99% of them all turned at the same time to look at the terrified Sector Lord Wu Qi that had slowed down. Howl! The Sector Lord Pinnacle Lizard Beast let out an earth-shaking roar. Rumble! It was the first to flash and rush towards Wu Qi. Howl! Howl! The other Sector Lord level beasts under the Lizard Beast, along with over 1,000 others all roared as they followed their leader, madly rushing towards the human warrior. And the tall human-like beasts and bird beasts, as well as the 2 other Sector Lord Pinnacles simply looked on. 1/3 of the beasts in the entire ice forests all rushed at Sector Lord Wu Qi. My God! The Sector Lord squinted, his face pale, so many beasts. Rumble! He turned and became a ball of flame, swiftly fleeing back into the caves. As a warrior of 9-star ocean, he was very clear on how terrifying the beasts were. Even though they were stupid, they had no fatal point. Even if they were cut in half, they would continue to attack. Hence, the same level human and beast, the beast was actually even more terrifying. Soul attacks were useless. Even cutting them in half or piercing their heads was useless. Howl! The lizard beast was as fast as lightning, he led the way. The 4 Sector Lord level beasts followed behind. And after was the large group of Domain Lord level beasts howling as they chased. Howl! A cute bear beast followed the large group of over 1,000 beast army, rumbling through the cave and chasing. That ice bear, its silver eyes glanced about. Good. It's like what I expected, these simple-minded beasts have taken me to be one of them. Hee, my body build, energy etc., is completely like the beasts. Mosha Luo Feng's ice bear, within the vast army of beasts, muttered within and followed the group and chased Sector Lord Wu Qi. Of course, the main force chasing him was the Sector Lord Pinnacle Lizard Beast and the 4 other Sector Lord Beasts. The army behind was purely just following the leader. Sector Lord Wu Qi risked his all and madly fled. His world energy was expanded to over 10,000 kilometers area, checking on the army behind him. How unlucky. I'm only chasing after one universe level 9, and I hit the beast nest. Over 1,000 beasts, among which, 3 of them were Sector Lord Level 9. These 3, any one of them can easily kill me. Sector Lord Wu Qi couldn't care less about his assassination order, he only knew he had to protect his life. Through the bends and twists in the pathway, occasionally spacious and sometimes narrow, the Sector Lord was incredibly nimble as he passed through the bends and accelerated. Compared to him, the 2 kilometers long lizard beast's running speed was obviously affected more. As the pathways were normally only a few kilometers wide, hence it couldn't accelerate at its full speed. Because of the pathway before, Wu Qi couldn't catch up to Luo Feng. And now, because of the same reason, Sector Lord Wu Qi left the lizard beast behind. I've lost them. They've already left my 10,000 kilometers detection area. Wu Qi let out a sigh of relief, as he realized the lizard beast wasn't within his world energy area. However, he still continued to flee, pressing on as he reached the end of the tunnel in one breath, the intersection of 817 caves. That universe level 9 was probably killed by the beasts. Sector Lord Wu Qi looked at the octagon cave behind, frowning. According to the god's orders, I have to confirm that punk's identity to consider the mission as a success. However, the place he died is within that ice forest. To confirm Luo Feng's death, the most important thing was to see the remains of the cloud contact vine, along with the red identification tag. If I enter the ice forest and get surrounded by those beasts, I'll definitely be killed. Much less him. But I have to confirm his identity. Sector Lord Wu Qi stood at the intersection of the 817 caves, nervous and restless. What should he do? Both ways were just as difficult. I'll first enter the virtual universe network to check with the others. Wu Qi sent a thread of his consciousness into the network swiftly. Different from Blood River World, the 9-star ocean was an area controlled by the Virtual Universe Company. Sector Lords and Undyings were frequently visiting back from exploring the universe, hence they had stuff such as the Virtual Universe Network along with universe ships etc. Virtual Universe, in an ancient house. Bayan. Sector Lord Wu Qi sat in the chair, and a screen appeared before him. Very quickly, another black horned man appeared in it. It was the strongest one of the 6 from the 1,000-star sect group, Sector Lord Level 9 Bayan. Wu Qi, why are you looking for me? Bayan asked on the screen. I think I've found the target. Wu Qi's eyes were burning like flames. Bayan revealed an expression of glee. This mission was simply like a hot coal in hands. They were very clear that the background of their target wasn't simple, however they had no choice about it. If Wu Qi had killed the target, naturally Bayan would be extremely happy. He quickly asked, have you confirmed? There is no way to. Wu Qi shook his head. Why? Bayan was suspicious. It's this way, I discovered a universe level 9 before. Sector Lord Wu Qi began to explain the entire story. Bayan was silent for a while. You are wrong. Bayan said. Wrong, where have I been wrong? Even I almost died, hence that universe level 9 would definitely have died. And to have been able to escape from me, he definitely isn't from 9-star ocean. Wu Qi was very confident. Yes, indeed it's very likely he isn't from 9-star ocean. Bayan said. However Wu Qi, you've forgotten one point. This demon mountain would very frequently have high-valued beings from the Virtual Universe Company. These beings are all universe level 9s, all with many of their own methods. You've indeed met one out of the ordinary, however, it may not necessarily be the target. It might very likely have been another of these beings. Wu Qi was stunned. Yes. Bayan was right. There were many high-status universe level 9s that explored Demon Mountain, not just one. Then what should I do? Wu Qi frowned. Should I wait at the cave entrance for a chance, or continue searching? This way, you stay there and guard first. Bayan said. After a while, you can sneak back into the cave. Get close to the ice forest, carefully hide your energy, and you shouldn't be discovered. Check carefully whether there's a cloud contact vine remains. I think those stupid beasts shouldn't have destroyed the remains. Wu Qi pondered for a while before nodding. Within the vast pathway. The huge lizard beast, after discovering the human sector lord had vanished and chased for hundreds of thousands of kilometers to no avail, stopped. After a while, the three sector lord beasts behind slowed down too and stopped behind the lizard beast. Howl. The lizard beast raised its head and howled, causing the entire pathway to tremble. Howl. The other four sector lord beasts raised their heads and howled too. After which the lizard beast turned and started to return, the other four sector lord beast followed suit. When they were chasing the human before, they were extremely fast, however they casually ran back, using only 1/3 of their speed before. What's going on? Returning. One member of the vast army, that 8-meter tall cute ice bear, looked around. It saw that all the beasts stopped running. There were many types of them, and they all followed the leading lizard beast and returned. Even though the lizard beast and the other sector lord beasts were returning, the over 1,000 other beasts weren't completely uniform. Most of them started to return. Only a small group of them continued to walk about slowly, with about 10 of them continuing down the pathway, heading towards where the sector lord had fled to. Their thought process was extremely simple. Just like a group of little chickens running amok, most of them would run together, but some would still leave the group. No wonder I met a single one earlier. The ice bear Luo Feng pondered, carefully observing the happenings about. The beasts enjoy being in a group and community. However, there would occasionally be some dumb enough to leave the group. Who knows whether the sector lord has died or not? If he's dead, I can leave this path. If he hasn't died, he probably would have left far away. I would still be able to leave the same way. The ice bear slowly followed the 10 or so other beast and headed in the direction of where the sector lord fled. The ice bear would occasionally run and then stroll. The other 10 beasts, too, would occasionally use their huge ice bodies to nudge the ice bear. Moving with the 10 beasts, the ice bear ran for a while, leaving them behind. Only then did it begin to accelerate towards the cave entrance. After a while. Luo Feng, I've scanned world energy ripples. It's that sector lord from before. The running ice bear naturally slowed down, deliberately using its body to knock into the ice walls beside. After proceeding forward a little more, he turned and headed back instead. There are beasts. The black-horned skinny man at the intersection of the 817 caves frowned, after which he let out a sigh of relief, a universe level 3 beast. So stupid, using its body to knock into the ice walls. Seems stupid. He was too lazy to go kill a beast. An Wuqi was still afraid from before. He was afraid that the commotion caused from killing this beast would attract even more. It's returning. That's right, return to your nest. Sector Lord Wuqi smiled. That beast had already turned and left his world energy area. Within the ice pathways, the ice bear slowly walked, and as it left the world energy area. Luo Feng, we've already left the world energy area. The ice bear's eyes had a hint of vigor. I didn't expect the sector lord to stick around. I was 10,003 kilometers away from the 817 cave intersection. According to the distance, I deduced that the sector lord could very likely be hiding at the intersection. This is just an assumption. Barbata communicated via consciousness. That area is very safe. The moment he discovers any beast that tried to follow him, he can immediately head into another cave. I think the beasts, too, wouldn't be able to guess which cave he headed into. However, he hasn't left, making me suspect. Suspect what? Luo Feng asked. The beasts are terrifying, that sector lord is very clear on that. Him staying at the intersection, even though it's safe, there would still be the chance of beasts chasing out. The safest way is to leave far away. But he hasn't done that. He's not collecting tags in Demon Mountain, but standing guard there. Plus, he tried so hard to kill you before. I have to suspect that his true aim is you, Luo Feng. Barbata said. It's me. Luo Feng frowned, remembering all that happened earlier. Indeed, this sector lord was on high alert at the cave entrance, not daring to relax. If it weren't for killing him, there was no need for him to be on such high alert there. Why would he want to kill me? Luo Feng frowned. For the Aboriginals to join the Virtual Universe Company, One way was to stay in Demon Mountain for a month, and the other way was to collect 1,000 black tags, or 1 red tag. However, with a Sector Lord level 9 strength, collecting 1,000 black tags, or staying 1 month, there was very simple. There was no need to stand guard at the cave at all. Even if he suspects you are the one from the Virtual Universe Company, there's no need for him to kill you. Because killing you wouldn't do good for him in the Virtual Universe Company in the future. Also, he has no need to. I deduce that someone wants you dead, or wants one of the other two from the company dead. Barbata said. Wants me dead? Luo Feng's expression changed. According to the information, there were a total of 3 core members that had entered Demon Mountain. His target should be one of you 3. Barbata was very sure. And it's hard to say whether the other 2 entered Demon Note Mountain. Hence, the chances of his true target being you should reach up to 50%. 50%? Who would want to kill me? Who have I offended? Luo Feng frowned. At times, some people you don't even know may want to kill you. At other times, you don't even know when you've offended others. Barbata said. I've followed your teacher for over 60 million years. I've seen too many mutual deceptions. I advise you to be very careful. This Demon Mountain exploration isn't that simple. Understood. The ice bear let out a low roar and began to return to the ice forest. As the ice walls of the pathway were simply too thick, even though the surface layer could be split and broken, the several kilometer thick rock layer behind couldn't be broken through. Even a Sector Lord warrior had to flee with all his might, with no way to break through. It meant one thing, that this majestic mountain's black rock was extremely sturdy. After a while, the ice bear slowly returned to the ice forest. Within the vast forest, the beasts all lived quietly, and the ice bear Luo Feng didn't arouse any suspicion from the rest at all. Howl! A 600-meter-long domain Lord level 9 flying beast lay on the ice layer. It casually flapped its ice wings, and it knocked the ice bear that was just walking past to fall and roll about. Only then did the ice bear stupidly stand back up again. In this ice forest beast nest, the ice bear passed through many of the beasts, continuing forward. There's actually no way to head out from here. I can only see if there's another exit in this forest. Luo Feng thought. The ice bear slowly progressed, occasionally letting out a low roar. Part 1 end here.